Well, they do a special presentation of the NBA on Christmas Day here on 2K Sports. We want to wish each and every one of you a Merry Christmas. With our Santa's Clark Kellogg and Steve Curry and Doris Burke, this is Kevin Hart. At the United Center, Chicago fans are cheering for their Bulls. And a quick look here before we tip off at the State Farm starting lineups. And one of the players that you'll be seeing this one, Luol
Nick has developed into a very good shooter, especially on spot-ups or maybe one-dribble pull-ups. He's got range. He's developed that out to the three-point line, but he really likes to go to that mid-range area. One or two dribbles into the paint will rise up and shoot right over the top.
But you know what I like about him most, Steve? Dang is a very well-balanced player. He does a lot of good things offensively, but he's just as good at the defensive end. He's a big key to his team's tough defense.
You look at the Rockets. Upcoming part of their schedule is going to tell us a lot about this team, guys. They're facing a tough set of games on the road.
Because this team has played well on the road, they've got confidence anytime they go away from their own building. They know they can get the job done, and that's what they're expecting to do right now.
Yeah, that prior success on the road is something they can look back on and draw from. And once you've won on the road, facing difficult circumstances, you build a certain confidence inside as a team, and that can carry over.
6 to shoot. And it goes. That's good. And while we're thinking about him, did you guys catch his comments at the press conference after their last game?
Guys, we always hear things about good teammates. He certainly seems to be one of them. He has nothing but positive things to say about the rest of his team.
Well, when you talk up your teammates as much as he does, it's going to pay off. I mean, they become more confident. They respect you. They appreciate you. And now all of a sudden, it brings the team a little bit closer together.
Shots good by Boozer.
He will fight you down low, guys. Really battles you. He comes up with a lot of second chance. Oh, my goodness. What a huge play. An open lane right there. Pretty much saw the daylight he wanted and took advantage.
Yeah, great opportunity, and he seized it without much hesitation.
Yeah, a little too easy, if you ask me. The defense really needs to tighten things up here.
The sprite replay really gave you a good look at the action. Noah with the screen on Martin. Martin against Hamilton. Rose. Back to Hamilton. Over Martin. And it's Hamilton that time on the assist by Rose.
I don't think there's any question about it. Derrick Rose is the most athletic point guard in league history. I mean, he's so tough to stay in front of. He's quick, he's explosive, he's strong, he's developed his outside shooting ability, and he's really become just impossible to deal with defensively.
And here's Hamilton. Hits the bucket.
Return. You know, it is really hard to miss shots that close to the basket.
Let's go quickly over to Doris Burke for an update.
Well, Kevin McHale gave me a few minutes to catch up with them. They have met the Bulls once before and came away with a win. Coach said that they'll be trying to repeat their first game success by repeatedly showing them different looks on defense and being patient with the ball. He said, quote, as long as we can stay calm, we'll be in good shape. Let's see if they can repeat their success, guys.
Great. Thanks for the report, Doris. Here in the first, just under 2.5 minutes played so far. Going back to what Clark was saying about Derrick Rose, they're saying for great scores, the best thing you can do is keep the ball out of their hands. But when it's a point guard, Steve, like Rose, how do you keep him from the ball? He's always got the ball in his hands. Bring it up for us.
Yeah, it's impossible. You can't keep the ball out of his hands. What you try to do with Rose is to stay in front of him and not let him get in the paint. Easier said than done, of course. But making the jump shooter, he's really improved in that area, but still, if you force him into jump shots, then you're going to be doing okay.
Parsons, he's covered by Boozer. Houston moving it around. Here's lights out. No good from outside. The Houston Rockets, they come in off a good outing against Memphis.
Well, not too much of advantage for them, especially offensively. I think it worked out pretty much just as they had planned.
Yeah, I thought it was an excellent game plan. He carried it out very effective. The kind of game that makes a coach proud. Well, the Rockets were a team looking to rebuild a bit last season, Kevin. As is often the case with teams that are trying to put new players together, a new system, they struggled on the road.
And a new coach, too, Kevin McKay.
That's right.
Dishes it to a sheep. He feeds it to Parsons. Dish out to Patterson. Here's lights out. 6 on the shot clock. Nailed from three-point land. Lights out's got 6 points. Looking at the Rockets on the road, their record, 12-21. It was a big part of why they were on the outside. Unfortunately, Steve, looking in at playoff two.
Yeah, they played well enough at home. They're a very competitive team in Houston. But to make the playoffs, you have to be able to go out away from your building and grind out some victories. And Houston just wasn't able to get enough of those.
Parsons. The pass to a sheep. Here's lights out. Pass to Martin. Can't get it to go. Bulls trail by 3. And it's Rose penetrating. And the Sheik sends it back. Hamilton. Right to the ball. Hamilton's got 8 points.
I can imagine you're going to hear an earful about this next stop. I mean, that's 3 straight field goals given up right in the middle of the lane. Inexcusable.
Defense starts at the rim. You want team shooting the ball from the outside, and that's not happening. They're just giving up everything inside. Look, Kevin, in the NBA, you've got lots of shooters, but there's so many shot creators, and he's one of them.
Yeah, you love to have a guy like him with the ball shot clock running down and just let him go to work. He is a shot manufacturer late in the game.
Catching up on the changes for Chicago. Ozzie Muhammad's checked in for Noah. Scola comes in for Carlos Boozer. Jimmy Butler is checked in for Lou Aldana. And Nate Robinson is subbed in for Derek Rose. Passes it to Butler. Back to Hamilton. Over Martin. They get it back. Second shot opportunity. Shot is no good.
This has been a strong statement by them, the way they've come out and attacked the glass early.
Yeah, I agree, Clark. I love the physical play, the fact that they're taking the game right to their opponents. Well, what I love about Tom Thibodeau, guys, is just how hard these teams play. And you know they're prepared because Thibodeau is so meticulous in his preparation. But the guys play hard for him, and you can tell they really enjoy him and they really like him because they really get after it for him.
That jump shot's like a layup for him when the defense backs off like that.
Clark, they've been struggling here on offense.
Yeah, a little bit of cottonmouth here. Dry spell for sure.
He kicks to Robinson. There's a whistle. It's going to go Carlos Delfino. That is his first foul of the game. So for the Bulls, Radmanovic is checked in, and it's Bellinette and the Rockets making a change here. 15 seconds left in the first quarter of the game. Rose dishes to Bellinelli. There's Scola. That doesn't go on the chance to tie. The 3, and no good trying to get that one. And so, lots of scoring in that competitive first quarter. Rockets on.
No better show in town than the Rockets.
Once again here for our Christmas Day matchup. And when you consider how the Rockets are doing, Steve, Clark, what are your thoughts?
Boy, a ton of threes in that first quarter. This team really lighting it up, guys.
Yeah, it's been an onslaught from downtown.
Luol Deng, Carlos Boozer, and Joakim Noah the front line. Rose and Hamilton man the backcourt. That's the Bulls 5 as we get into the second quarter.
His offensive game is so refined. It's extremely well developed in just about every aspect. One of the things about Derek Rose that you love is that he's a gym rat. He's a basketball fanatic. But it's interesting. He's not really into playing a lot of pickup ball in the summertime. In fact, he's even said he doesn't really enjoy the NBA All-Star game that much. He likes the real thing. He wants to play the game.
And let's now go to the sideline. We'll catch up here with Doris Burke. Doris?
He ended with 10 points and added 3 rebounds as well. A trend sort of developing now. It's been a streak of less than stellar games. These are hard sometimes to break out of. We'll be watching to see him try to do just that again.
Thank you, Doris. And just not the game he hoped to have, guys.
It sure wasn't. And you know that to be a winner in basketball or the game of life, it takes experiences like that to cause you to use it as fuel to bring it that much harder the next time. Sometimes you will feel over the first few disappointment. Let's see what he does here.
Well said. Yeah, and the key is I think you have to have the right approach and the right attitude. Use the experience, but you have to let go of the emotion. And as long as he's motivated and excited to be out here, he can figure out what to do next and kind of take that next step forward.
Going back to Rose in the All-Star game, he even got asked about his not dancing during the East All-Star intro. He said it just wasn't him. I like it.
I love that. You gotta stay with what you do and who you are. Do you. That's what we like to say. He's all business and playing in the shadow of number 23, the legendary Michael Jordan. And it's hard to imagine him shaking a leg before a game. So I think Rose is on the right track.
Back today. Takes it to Muhammad. Stoll. On the wing, Dang. 5 on the clock. Over Delfino. Dang with the bucket. Tang's got his second bucket of the night.
Right now, they've got their field goal percentage up in the low 50s.
Yeah, they're really starting to put it together offensively, looking to build on this lead.
Fades back. And it's Houston with another. And the chance here to go to a rookie leaderboard and give a nod to the best all-around bombers of the past month. We look at lights out for the best shooters in the NBA. Top 5 in the league at this moment.
Well, we heard talk of his outside shooting before he came into the NBA. And in the past 30 days, I can see what the fuss was all about.
Yeah, and I don't think this is just the hot streak, Steve. I mean, to me, it's a snapshot of the overall ability he has from long range.
Here's what Chicago's going with right now. Radmanovich is checked in. Jimmy Butler comes in for Luol Deng. Bellinelli, he's checked in for Richard Hamilton. And Derrick Rose is subbed in for Nate Robinson. The Rockets making a switch here. Lamb's checked in. Last game for the Bulls, they picked up the W against the Hawks in Atlanta.
And guys, when they had possession that night, it was a complete mismatch. The defense looked totally outmanned the entire game.
Steve, you're exactly right on that. I mean, it looked like they were in the layup line for most of the night.
Scola, no luck.
He hasn't been one of their key guys tonight, but they are still winning despite his lack of production.
You know, the Bulls have been a regular fixture in the playoffs since joining the league, literally. I mean, with the help of Michael Jordan, they have become, along with the Celtics and Knicks, one of the most storied franchises in the Eastern Conference.
Rose pitch to Bellinelli. He passes to Scola. Baseline jumper. Again, Scola missing.
Defense got away with one there. I mean, usually he'll hurt you if you give him that kind of shot.
Offensive rebound. Here's Forbes. And the go-ahead bucket, no good. The Bulls have gone 5 of 8 from the floor here in the second quarter. Over 60% shooting. Rose passes to Strait. Over Morris. Again, Scola missing. And with 6 banners hanging up in Chicago, the city's really cultivating a lot of pride and winning tradition here with the Bulls. And Steve, that goes a long way. You were a Bull player at one time. You knew all about that front.
Yeah, no better place to play in the NBA than Chicago. When you're winning, the whole city loves it. Obviously, Michael Jordan was the main reason for that era. But so much history now for the Bulls. And they sell out game after game. Unbelievable fan support.
Douglas dishes to Morris. Nice D from Rose.
Terrific defense at the rim. They got right in his path.
You know, that's part of what great defenders do. They get not only in your path, but in your head a little bit, too.
Houston with a big group substitution here. Ashik has checked in for Jawan Johnson. Patterson comes in for Marcus Morris. Chandler Parsons, he's checked in for Gary Forbes. And it's Martin in for Lane. Snatched away. Here's lights out. He's covered by Deng. Here's a sheet. Great defense that time from Noah. Chicago trailing here. This is the second time they've matched up against Houston.
Well, Clark, they really shot terribly from downtown in that one and eventually paid the price for it.
They sure did. I mean, sometimes you can make up for poor three-point shooting with a strong inside game, but theirs wasn't quite strong enough.
Here's Deng. And he can't stop this drought. Another miss. The Rockets shooting pretty good tonight at 48%.
Luol Deng was a first-time All-Star in 2012. Obviously, being a member of a winning team like the Bulls didn't hurt, but his play is so solid. Just a great all-around game. He can spread the floor offensively and usually guards the opponent's best offensive player.
Let's go to our sideline reporter, Doris Burke. Doris, what do you have?
Thank you, Kevin. Remember, Nate Robinson started last season without a team, and part of that may have been because of his reputation as a bit of a locker room prankster, a guy who lacked maturity. Robinson said, "I know I'm goofy, but I don't know how that talk came about. I didn't know when I was going to play again. It could have been a whole year or even 2 years. The only things I knew were I wasn't going to give up and that I was out to prove that I belong in this league." And guys, when given an opportunity, he's been a valuable contributor.
Thanks again, Doris.
And guys, you recall for Luol Deng in the All-Star introductions, he wore a T-shirt with the outline of Africa on the front. Deng is a native of Sudan and is very conscious of reaching back and inspiring other kids from Africa to dream big and to do well.
Hamilton feeds it to Boozer. And there's the feed to Radmanovich. Goes back up. And Noah with a nice play inside. It's a tie ball game.
Excellent job carving out space under the glass to make that putback possible.
It's all tied in Chicago. We'll have the start of the third quarter for you shortly. But first, it's the Sprint Halftime Show with Damon Bruce.
Now, presented by Sprint.
I hope everybody got what they wanted for Christmas morning. Here's one present from me to you, all wrapped up in a halftime report. We've seen the Bulls slugging it out. They look to continue their tear through the league with an 8-game winning streak, trying to make it 9. Richard Hamilton not having any problems out there. 13 points, and he's also contributed on the glass. And not to be outdone, the Rockets also giving it their all. They've gotten a tremendous boost from their reserves, going to them early in the game for production. An impressive first half for Kevin Martin. Shouldn't be a shock to anyone. We've seen him put up big numbers before. And that'll do it for us here in the studio. Thanks for watching. Enjoy the rest of the game.
And as we return, a lovely view of the Windy City, Chicago, Illinois. Fantastic game for Rip Hamilton in this one.
Well, why eat at the drive-thru when you can sit down at the buffet and have all you can eat, Clark?
Well, I know you've been listening, partner. I like that. That's exactly what you need to do. Take advantage of what's available.
Getting underway in the second half. Here's the 5 for Kevin McCabe. Lights out. He's in at the point. Patterson plays down low with the sheet. Kevin Martin and Chandler Parsons at the 2 and 3. Here's Boozer. Money from the wing. Boozer's got his second basket.
Hey, look at the Rockets head coach Kevin McHale in just his second full season as an NBA coach. Remember, he spent a couple of years as an interim coach for the Timberwolves as a GM. He really did a great job with that Houston club last season. You gotta respect him out there. He can hit that shot.
Rose kicks to Hamilton. He's against Martin. Hamilton the pass to Denton. Kick out to Hamilton. For Martin. And Hamilton gets it to go on the assist by Deng. Hamilton's got 15 points. And you mentioned McHale's tenure with Minnesota. 13 years as the general manager of the Timberwolves. Yet Steve unable to really build a consistent winner around the great pick of Kevin Garnett.
Well, they had it going for a while, Kevin. They had Marbury and Garnett, but then Marbury forced his way out with a trade, and Minnesota had a couple of good seasons after that, but then they really went in the tank. And I think it was a difficult time for McHale. And I think a lot of people question whether he'd be a good NBA coach, but to me, it looks like he is pretty solid. He's been around the game forever, but he's got a good feel for his players, puts them in a position to succeed.
From 18 feet away, the Rockets pull it in. Patterson's got 5 rebounds tonight at At the conclusion of this game, they're off to Minnesota where they'll take on the Timberwolves. Matchup falls in the middle game of this 3-game trip.
I'll be looking out for the final score of this Timberwolves game.
And you have some big men who, when they get it in tight, are as close to a sure thing as we've got. Here are the top field goal percentage leaders among NBA centers and power forwards. But take a look at Patterson. You know what you're going to get from him day in and day out.
And you look at that list, most of the guys there have that unique combination of power and finesse. Very physical presence with a really soft touch.
That kind of combo blend is what can turn a good offensive big man into a great one.
Here's a Sheep. Got it. Good job on the post. A Sheep's got his first 2 points.
Six with double teams and immediately look to find the open man. Well, Houston had an interesting season a year ago, because remember they made that trade for Pau Gasol before the season started, then was rescinded by the NBA. And then Kevin McHale, who was first-year coach for the Rockets, he had to mend fences with the guys who were supposed to be involved in that deal, and they obviously did a nice job because the Rockets went on to have an excellent season.
Bulls trail by 10. Rose kicks to Hamilton. Into Noah. Bulls moving the ball around. It's Boozer missing.
I like the work there, contesting that shot. It looked like it was going to be easy, but they forced the miss.
You know what? He got it in close, but couldn't finish in traffic.
Here's lights out. Stolen by Noah. And that one's good. Noah's got 6. Rockets leading by 8. And Houston for so long has had so many great centers, Steve. We're talking about that. You know, most players from Akeem Olajuwon to Yao Ming, they still seem to important to the
Well, the most important thing, Kevin, is that under Kevin McHale, the coach, they can keep getting better as a team while they try to find that big man to bring in. This is, to me, what keeps this team fun to watch.
From the sideline, let's catch up with Doris Burke.
Guys, it's never been easy for a player to transition from one team to another, but in the case of Rick Hamilton here in Chicago, it's been relatively simple. He says, this team is awesome. Everyone loves each other and holds each other accountable. High praise from someone who has been part of an NBA title team, Kevin.
Doris, that camaraderie is such a key part of winning basketball.
And they keep going right back to the paint. And who can blame them? I mean, they're getting it done in there.
Yeah, 3 of their last 5 buckets, guys, have come from inside the lane area, so I expect them to continue to go inside right at the defense. Chandler Parsons was really an amazing story last year, guys. Taking the 2nd round of the draft from Florida. But the Rockets got themselves a gem. An impressive player. Good all-around offensive skilled guy.
Rose kicks to Hamilton. Hamilton off the pick from Dan. Hamilton with it. And it's Martin picking him up. Noah dishes to Boozer. 4 on the shot clock. He trains the turnaround jump shot. Boozer's got his 3rd basket of the night right there. And Chandler Parsons ended up starting over Chase Budinger. He's not as explosive as Chase athletically, but at 6'10", a very good ball handler and passer.
And you know, sometimes when you're looking at that 4th or 5th starter, it's more important that he be a Velcro guy than an outstanding player statistically, just to make things go smoother and operate better with that unit. So he brings size and a good skill set, and he's got some versatility which enhances the starting lineup.
Here's lights out, and again, the Rockets good for 2.
Boy, what a half from the field they're having. They're going to extend that lead if they stay this high.
Well, they've taken it up another notch and are looking very confident out there.
In low to Boozer. Henderson on him. Boozer passes to Noah. Slams it on the run.
Pretty significant laps there on the defensive end, guys.
Yeah, those are the ones, you just can't allow that.
No, if you're giving up dunks and layups, defensively, you're in huge trouble.
He dishes it to Patterson. Here's lights out. He feeds it to a Sheep. And good on the basket. Book it. A Sheep's got 4 points now in the quarter.
Kevin, great finish on the low block. I love it.
First trip to the line for him here.
He's putting together a solid year at the free throw line with his percentage currently about 79.
You know, guys, that's not quite the same success rate he had at the line last year, although it is somewhat in the neighborhood of last year's numbers.
Here's what Chicago's going with right now. Nazi Muhammad's checked in for Noah. Scola comes in for Carlos Boozer. Jimmy Butler, he's checked in for Luol Deng. And Nate Robinson is subbed in for Richard Hamilton. It's Delfino outside. And again, it's the Rockets from deep.
Well, there's not a whole lot you can do when a team gets this hot from three-point land.
All you can really do is hope that they cool off. I mean, the way it's going for them in the second half, I don't see any sign of that happening.
I like it. He could have gone for the forced finish, but opted instead for kind of a nice smooth finger roll. I like it.
Well, through 3 quarters of play, down double digits, it may be difficult to overcome. Rockets lead by 13.
It's a special New Year's Eve NBA celebration. Marcin Gortat and the Phoenix Suns take on Kevin Durant and the Oklahoma City Thunder. Coming your way next Monday.
And thanks again for joining us. Let's see what happens here in the fourth. And now our sideline reporter Doris Burke has a report on our Sprite uncontainable game. Hi, Doris.
Kevin, our uncontainable game in this one, the stretch by the Rockets. The second quarter looks to be the difference right now as they turn things on and put together that huge run. Now, it seems like it's enough to get them the win.
Great, thanks, Doris. And a very important turning point in this game was when they started to gather that steam and really started rolling, guys.
Yeah, no question, Kevin. And that run changed the entire feel of this game. It wasn't just their offense that made it happen. The stops they were making defensively played just as big a role.
And right at the start of that run, fellas, you could see the sudden injection of energy that went through the whole team. Then it was game on.
So it Rose on the bench. Here's the 5 for Tom Thibodeau right now. Dang out there was Scola. Then it's Nate Robinson. Then there's Nazi Muhammad. And it's Telfair in at the point guard.
That's a perfect up and under there. That's textbook.
Outside Robinson. Dishes it to Telfair. Back to Robinson. It's blocked. And that's out of bounds. Chicago will retain possession. Chicago making some changes. Joakim Noah, he's checked in for Muhammad. Hamilton comes in for Nate Robinson. And Derrick Rose is subbed in for Sebastian Telfair. And the Rockets making a change here as well. Chandler Parsons, he's checked in for Kevin Martin. Deng kicks to Hamilton. Wide open, couldn't capitalize.
And that rebound pushes their margin to +5 on the board. Solid job on the glass.
Well, it's just part of what they've done here to build this big lead. It shouldn't be overlooked. I mean, rebounding is a huge part of this game. Now, they've got to offer more resistance inside. Just too many easy buckets in the paint.
Yeah, Stephen, that's the top priority for you. You got to protect the paint.
Deng with the screen for Hamilton. Fires from the wing. Second chance shot. Noah. Tries yet again. No good from Hamilton.
That was a layup. You've got to knock that down. You've got to convert when you get those opportunities.
Here's Parsons. No good. So the Bulls will take it the other way. Here is Rose. The dish to Deng. Backing down. The Rockets pull it in.
You know, he can be a little hesitant near the rim. We saw it there. If the defense offers just a little bit of resistance, he doesn't take it up quite strong enough.
Good defense, but gotta love the finish with the finger roll over the top.
Clark, some tough offensive sets. They want to turn it around.
Yeah, they need a basket just to regain some momentum here, Kevin.
Oh, trying for it. Out of bounds. Bulls ball. Chicago gets possession. And here's what the Chicago Bulls schedule is looking like. Position Rose. Rose has got his 5th assist in this one. Rockets leading by 17. And the pass to Parsons. Here's lights out for the 3. And again, it's the Rockets from deep.
What a fantastic performance from long range.
Well, that's been his territory all game, Steve.
Rose kicks to Hamilton. Pass to Noah.
as the three-point shot has become more and more prominent in the NBA, the mid-range jumper has fallen somewhat into disfavor and taken a back seat. Defenses are actually geared to force shooters inside the three-point line. You hear coaches talking all the time, chase them off the line and then challenge the two-point shot.
Here's lights out from outside the arc. Chicago grabs the miss. Noah's got his 5th rebound right now in the game. Here's Boozer. It's good. This time the assist for the Warriors. 10 points for Carlos Boozer.
We've seen some great shooting from him today. They've got to lean on him a little bit more.
When you talk about the three-point shot, Steve, do you think it's starting to take on too much prominence, or do you like the way it's affected the game?
I actually prefer it, Kevin, when only maybe 10 or 12 three-pointers were attempted per game, and that there was more motion offensively, more diversity. Now it seems like everybody just spreads the floor and launches threes from all over the place. It's fun to watch at times, but strategically it's not as interesting.
Rose kicks to Hamilton. Can't get it to go. The Rockets go the other way with it.
He just hasn't been able to build any momentum in this game. He's got to find something out there.
Lynn's shot is off. Bulls trail by 18. Shot, high post. Nice shot by Hamilton. Rockets have gone 5 of 8 shooting as we've come down the home stretch in this final quarter. Sheik dishes to Lane. Here's lights out. Passes it to Lynn. Over Rose. Lynn's shot is off. Bulls shooting at a decent 44% clip here. Rose goes in. Here's Scola. Oh, and it looks like that's going to be a goaltending call. Yep, that's it. So they'll get the basket.
He didn't get to that one quite in time, Kevin. Those can be tough to gauge sometimes.
Carlos Boozer's checked in for the Bulls. And the Rockets making a change here as well. Martin's checked in. Joakim Noah grabs the miss. Dang goes in. Rose finds himself wide open and throws it. Rose has got 4 points now in the quarter.
He's really flipped the script with this performance here in the second half.
Here's lights out. He's covered by Rose. Here's lights out. Rocket 6. He kicks it to a Sheik. Patterson, that's good. Patterson's got 11 points here in just the second half.
Well, I like that he's come up with some big baskets for this team to help him out in getting this lead.
Rose, that's good.
Well, it's been a tale of two halves, hasn't it, guys? After a terrible first half, he's really picking it up.
Rockets leading by 12, and it's lights out with the foul. That'll be his second foul of the game. Now the Bulls should get the first 41%. Hamilton outside, kicks it back to Boozer. Patterson's there. Boozer kicks to Rose. Three-pointer. It's rebounded by Sheik. Sheik's got his 3rd rebound tonight. They set the screen. Feeds it to Parsons. Here's lights out. Shot clock at 6. Sheik can't hit.
You gotta love the effort, though. Almost.
Hamilton the best, you know it. He passes the road. Again, Chicago. Now, Martin. Into Patterson. Houston moving it around. Here's lights out. Shot is off. So the Bulls will take it the other way.
Looks like this one's out of reach.
Yep, just a matter of the clock running out now.
Rose goes in. Kick out to Hamilton. Another shot. It's rebounded by Houston.
And the defense got away with a major lapse there.
Here's lights out. So we see the Rockets taking the win here. Some days, Clark, everything goes right for a team. You said one of those games.
It certainly was. I mean, these guys played a great all-around basketball game here.
Give me that beat, fool. With
came away with 5 3-pointers on the night. I think people would agree that played a key role in you guys getting this win. Did they keep calling out plays for you to shoot outside, or did it just kind of happen?
A little of both, I think. We ran a couple plays where it worked out for me to get a good look from behind the line, but then I also just got open a few times and was able to get the ball in the right spot. So I think things mostly just played out in my favor, and I was able to execute and help us get the win. I mean, that's the best you can hope for on most nights.